Welcome from Colombia. I am in Medellin. It's a beautiful, beautiful town. I'm very surprised with it. It's so green, always alive. It changes every time you look at it. And yeah, so far so good. Really great start. I'm very happy that I'm starting my journey here in Medellin. So the plan for today is I need to get on the journey to try to secure the bike and get the bike. The first step is getting what's called a RUND, which is Registro Nacional de Tránsito. I clearly have to work on my Spanish. And I need that number to be able to buy a bike and register it in my name over here in Colombia. So that's the mission for today. I'm gonna find the office where I do that, and hopefully it will be smooth even with my limited Spanish. So I'm done. The paperwork is sorted. I've got everything ready in place to buy a bike in Colombia and hopefully also take it out of the country legally. So that wasn't too bad. Only took 2 hours. People are very, very helpful everywhere, very friendly. So it didn't take too long. And now next on the list is shopping. So now I have to find a bike I want to buy. I'm going to visit a few dealerships and maybe test drive a few bikes and see what's on offer and what would suit me for this trip. It's a very, very productive day today. I managed to get what I really wanted to get done today, which is receive my RUND, Registro Único Nacional de Tránsito, which allows me to officially participate in local Colombian economy of trading cars and motorbikes, which means I can now officially buy a motorbike as a foreigner here, and that makes me very happy. And that wasn't too hard. They help a lot. Everyone's so friendly in here, and I apologize a lot for not speaking Spanish, and then we always find a way. Google Translate also helps a lot. So got that done. Had to wait 2 hours. Basically need a passport. One confusion was with the blood type, which it doesn't state the blood type in our passports. For some reason that was important for them, that they put it in the documents. I'm not sure why. But that was one thing they just couldn't figure out how to progress with my application without that information. But other than that, went pretty smooth, and it was great opportunity to be in a local office, bureaucratic office, which I spent many hours of my life in many of those in many countries. So it was a great place to just observe Colombians and how they interact. One thing that is so different in here, and I don't know if it's in the whole South America or if it's just here, I'll find out with time, but one thing that really stands out is how they use the mobile phones. So everyone just speaks to and listens to the phone, just putting it really close to either speak to the microphone or just listen to the messages on the speakers. It seems like everyone's using their they don't use headphones or earphones for some reason. Everyone's got the phones on speaker, and then they would listen to the messages on WhatsApp. So it seems like voice messages is what many people send to each other, and they constantly just record messages, voice messages to send or listen to the messages. And in that office, it was so clear sitting there for a few hours just watching people. Everyone was just on the phone, holding their phone next to their mouth or listening next to the E. I'm not sure what's the reason why people don't use headphones or earphones for that over here. I'm sure I'll find out with time, but that's one thing that stood out. So after getting that done, I got very excited about being able now to start shop for the motorbike that I'm going to do this trip on. So I collected a lot of business cards. Seems like business cards is still a thing here. And it's important to get the phone numbers because all communication happens through WhatsApp. So I went to a few dealerships. I went to Royal Enfield, and I went to a few dealerships of new and used motorbikes that had multiple different brands of bikes. I just wanted to see what's around, what are the prices, what's possible, and try to figure out what type of bike am I gonna get. I rented a bike here initially that was Honda 190, which is very popular here, and went up the mountains just to see what it's like to ride off-road over here and what the roads are like, what the riding is like, to understand better what is it that I'd like to have. But at the same time, one of my considerations is the time. I would like to get that bike set up, sorted, finalize the purchase process and get it set up and get on the way. I'm just itching to get on the bike and start riding. So with that, I'm kind of limited to what's in stock right now. Even if I were considering buying new bikes, or with the used ones even more, it's about what's available at the moment, for what price, where can I get the best deal for the choices that I'm getting. So there were a few bikes I looked at. Somehow the Himalayans just come up. I don't know if that's the bike I'm meant to travel on this time. What everyone recommends are the Honda's SA.E1 They seem to be very popular here. At the same time, because of that, they are also really hard to get, especially secondhand. So yeah, a few things to consider, a few bikes I saw today. I'm just gonna sit down and think more about my priorities and maybe do a little bit more comparison online for the prices and sleep over it. I think I'm gonna go and do a few test rides tomorrow, and ideally, if I could get it all done this week, today is Wednesday, if I could buy the bike by Friday, then it leaves me a few days next week just to set it up and make sure that I'm ready to go, and hopefully I could start this trip next week. Very, very productive day. I also went to a supermarket, got a few things. I love shopping in new countries, just learning everything and seeing how things are different. Milk, for example, they still sell in those plastic bags in here, which we used to buy milk like that in Poland as well. Doesn't really exist in Australia. I don't think I've seen it. And the fruits are just incredible. So many different fruits that I have never heard of, and they all smell really tasty and sweet. So I'm just gonna start trying all of those. I am at the Royal Enfield in Medellin, and I'm about to test ride one of the Himalayans. How exciting! He has agreed to take me for a spin and lead me, because I have no idea about the roads in Medellin, and this is a new bike, so I can't mount my maps on it. Therefore, I'm just going to follow him. That's very nice of him to lead me and show me around Medellin on this little ride. It feels good. Maybe after that little bike that I rented, the Honda 190, yeah, this now feels good. It's got a little bit more power, which is helpful when passing those massive trucks in here. But also it seems quite comfy, the posture, I think it's good for me. The seat is comfortable. Riding in Medellin, in Colombia in general, is an art form. I like how everything flows. It just flows, and the streets are also very flowy. There is not a lot of hard intersections. Everything's up or down, flows up, flows down, curves. Get some getting used to, but once you're used to it, it's pretty, I wouldn't say easy, but it's doable. Body. This bike is quite heavy for what it is, so that's the only thing that really worries me. In case of difficult parts off-road, if I drop it on my own all loaded, it might be just difficult to pick it up and just a bit hard to maneuver it. But hey, it would be the case with most of the bikes, I think. I had to sign a waiver that I'm gonna cover all the speeding tickets. And it was funny because it seems like even at the test rides people just get tickets. So I asked them what's the case with it. Oh, that's here, the camera, okay. And it's 30, so he's asking me to go slow because those are the kind of places where you get the ticket. Gotcha. And I guess we're okay now. Okay, so that's what it's all about. The locals would know all the places. Those are such nice curvy roads, even in the city. Mountains are always good for riding, and the city was built on mountains. Back. Excellent. Bueno.
Muchas gracias.
You tried very well.
Thanks.
It's difficult.
Yeah, it's not easy. But I like it, everything flows, you know? It's like everybody just finds a way. And
it's been a great day today. I tested Royal Enfield Himalayan and then looked at a few other ones that were available secondhand. I looked at KTM Adventure 390, at Suzuki 250 and a few other bikes. And I think if everything goes well, by tomorrow I should have a technical report for one of the Himalayans, and hopefully if nothing comes up on that, I might have a bike tomorrow, which is amazing outcome. It was a really good experience road testing the bike. I went to Royal Enfield, the guys, they were so helpful and so good. I don't know the roads in Medellin. It's not easy to ride here, especially if you don't have the mount to have the maps in front of you, so it would be challenging for me to find my way around. But the guy at Royal Enfield offered to just lead the way and show me around and take me on a spin. That was very, very good. Took away a few complicated parts of road testing a bike in a city you don't know at all, where driving style is a little bit different to what you're used to. But it all went well. I enjoyed the ride, and that just put me at a bit more ease about potentially choosing that bike for my ride. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Everyone's so friendly and so very helpful in here. It's really just pleasure interacting with people wherever you go, and I'm really enjoying that part. My Spanish is also improving from day to day. So I don't know where I'm gonna get to in a few months, but I'm really enjoying that part as well. Just every day, day by day, getting a few more words that I'm familiar with, and slowly with my name. Apparently Olga is quite a common name here, so if I start my buenos dias or buenas tardes really well with my name, they might also not even know in the first minute that I'm not Latina. I think what they ask is whether I'm Latina, which makes me very proud. That's really cool to be able to pass as local. But I think the second I try to say anything else, that totally goes away. But yeah, really great day, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow to see if this is how it's gonna go, and whether tomorrow I'm gonna be a proud owner of Colombian plated bike. Here I am at Moto Test, and I am going to buy this one. That beauty. These guys have been very helpful. I hope the bike now is checked and all the documents are in place.
Se Que Te Gusta.
There is a lot of waiting around involved in buying a motorcycle in Colombia. I spent many hours in this place already, but everyone's so nice and so helpful, and it just takes time to check everything, and the translations through the app, it takes time as well. So far so good, very positive experience. Just finishing the paperwork. It's interesting to see how every document, every official document here, it needs to be signed and confirmed by the fingerprint. That's something new, but they did tell me that it's because there is a lot of scams and so on, so all the documents needs to be validated by the fingerprint. That was interesting part of this whole experience. I just got a motorbike in Colombia. How exciting! Now it's all completed. I just need to wait for the documents to arrive in my name and for a few things to be changed on the bike, and next week I should be able to get on the way. I am celebrating being an owner of Colombian motorbike. So it took me 3 days, including all of the paperwork that I needed to get done first, finding the bike, get the bike, make all the transfers and complete all the paperwork, which is amazing. And now I'll be just waiting for a few things to be done to the bike before I can pick it up. And next week I should be ready to go.